I'm about to show you a side of Kenya that will blow your mind. Forget the usual safaris. Today we're diving into Kenya's wildest, most unexpected adventures. Think alien landscapes, ancient towns with no cars, and deserts that look like another planet. I've tracked down 7 of the most unbelievable off-the-grid places in Kenya, and you're coming with me. We're going from the northern deserts to the western rainforests. By the end, you'll want to rethink your travel bucket list. Ready? Our first stop, a lake so remote they call it the Jade Sea. First stop, Lake Turkana. This is the world's largest desert lake, and stepping onto its shores feels like landing on another planet. The landscape is so stark, so otherworldly, that you could almost believe you've set foot on Mars. The turquoise water stretches endlessly, surrounded by a barren, sun-baked desert that seems to go on forever. It's a place where the elements rule, and every sense is heightened by the sheer scale and strangeness of it all. Getting here is no small feat. The journey takes you across endless, rugged terrain, miles of rocky tracks, dust swirling in the wind, and the relentless African sun beating down. Every bump in the road is a reminder of just how remote and wild this place is. It's a test of endurance, patience, and determination, but the anticipation builds with every mile. The reward for this journey? A surreal, almost dreamlike expanse of turquoise water set against jagged, black volcanic rock. The colors are so vivid, so intense that they hardly seem real. It's a landscape sculpted by ancient forces, volcanoes, wind, and water, creating a scene that's both beautiful and haunting. The scale here is absolutely mind-blowing. There's just water and sky, stretching as far as the eye can see, with winds that never seem to rest. The air is filled with the sound of waves crashing and gusts howling across the open lake. It's a place that makes you feel small, humbled by nature's raw power. This is adventure at its rawest. Nile crocodiles lurk along the shores, volcanic islands rise from the water like ancient sentinels, and there's a profound sense of isolation. Here, you're truly on the edge of the world, surrounded by untamed wilderness and the constant reminder that survival here is never guaranteed. Along the lake's edge, we encounter the El Molo, one of Kenya's smallest and most unique tribes. Their entire existence revolves around the lake. Their homes are simple huts made from palm fronds and driftwood clustered right at the water's edge. Life here is dictated by the rhythms of the lake, and every day is a battle against the elements. The resilience of the El Molo people is nothing short of incredible. They fish from hand-carved rafts, braving crocodile-infested waters and fierce, unrelenting winds. Each catch is hard-won, and every meal is a testament to their resourcefulness and courage. Watching them work, you gain a deep respect for their way of life and the challenges they face daily. The El Molo welcomed us with open arms, eager to share their traditions and stories. We sat with village elders learning about their customs, their beliefs, and the deep connection they have with the lake. Despite the harshness of their environment, there's a warmth and generosity here that's truly inspiring. We joined them on a fishing boat, venturing out onto the wild, choppy waters. The waves here are unpredictable, and the wind can change in an instant. It's a humbling experience, one that gives you instant respect for the skill and bravery required to make a living here. Every moment on the water is a reminder of nature's power and the delicate balance between survival and danger. As the sun sets, the sky explodes in a riot of color. Fiery oranges, deep purples, and shimmering golds reflecting off the jade water. It's one of the most surreal and breathtaking sights I've ever witnessed. In that moment, all the challenges and hardships of the journey fade away, replaced by a sense of awe and gratitude. Lake Turkana is a place that tests your limits, both physically and mentally. The isolation, the harsh climate, and the raw beauty push you to your edge. But for those willing to take on the challenge, the reward is an experience that few people on Earth will ever know, a true adventure in every sense of the word. This is a hidden gem, untouched and untamed, where nature still reigns supreme. Lake Turkana is unforgettable, a place that leaves a mark on your soul and calls you back long after you've left. It's not for the faint of heart, but for those who seek the extraordinary, it's a journey worth every step. If you crave real adventure, raw, wild, and utterly unique, put Lake Turkana at the very top of your list. It's a destination that will challenge you, change you, and stay with you forever. Now, we're leaving the desert behind and heading for a place where time seems to stand still. Lamu Island, our next stop on this unforgettable journey. Welcome to Lamu Island, a place where time seems to stand still, and the modern world feels a million miles away. Here, cars are nowhere to be seen. Donkeys are the kings of the road, clip-clopping through ancient alleyways as they have for centuries. The air is filled with the sounds of braying donkeys, distant calls to prayer, and the gentle hum of daily life, all blending into a rhythm that's uniquely Lamu. The old town is a labyrinth of winding stone alleys, where every turn reveals a new story. Ornately carved wooden doors guard homes that have stood for generations, each one a testament to the island's rich history. Walking here feels like stepping into a living museum, where the past is not just preserved, but alive and thriving in every detail. Lamu's architecture is a stunning blend of Swahili, Arab, Persian, and even European influences, all woven together over centuries of trade and migration. The result is a town that feels both familiar and completely unique, with every building telling a story of cultural exchange and adaptation. Life here moves at its own pace. Locals gather in shaded cafes to sip spiced tea and share stories, while the scent of fresh seafood drifts through the air. The markets are vibrant but never rushed, filled with laughter, colorful fabrics, and the easygoing spirit that defines the island. As I wandered the narrow alleys, I was greeted with warm smiles and genuine curiosity. I joined locals on the beach to grill the day's catch, fish so fresh it practically melted in my mouth. Eating Swahili food with my toes in the sand, I felt completely at home, welcomed into a community that values connection and tradition. As the sun began to set, I boarded a traditional dhow and set sail across the golden water. The sky exploded in shades of orange and pink, and for a moment it felt like I was floating through a dream. Sunset dhow sailing isn't just an activity here, it's a magical ritual that captures the soul of Lamu. Just beyond the town lies Sheila Beach, a stretch of powdery white sand that seems to go on forever. With hardly another soul in sight, it's the perfect place to unwind, listen to the waves, and let the world slip away. The real adventure on Lamu isn't about rushing from site to site, it's about slowing down, connecting with the people around you, and soaking in the gentle rhythm of island life. Here, every conversation, every shared meal, and every quiet moment becomes a memory. I met a master dhow builder, his hands expertly shaping wood using techniques passed down through generations. Watching him work, I realized that Lamu's true magic lies in its authenticity, skills and stories that you simply won't find in a polished resort. Lamu is a haven for culture lovers, dreamers, and anyone seeking a place that lingers in your heart long after you leave. It's a destination that invites you to slow down, look deeper, and truly experience the beauty of another world. But if you're ready for a change of pace, get set to turn up the adrenaline. Next, we're heading to a national park with a name as wild as its landscape, Hell's Gate. Welcome to Hell's Gate National Park, where you bike or walk right beside zebras and giraffes. The landscape is wild cliffs, gorges, and steam vents straight out of a prehistoric world. We rented bikes and pedaled past herds of wildlife. No fences, just pure freedom. The real thrill? Hiking into Hell's Gate Gorge, a twisting canyon that inspired The Lion King. It's a natural obstacle course, scrambling over rocks, wading through streams, and feeling the Earth's geothermal power. Our guide showed us bubbling hot springs and hidden waterfalls, nature at its rawest. Climbing out of the gorge, the open plains feel even more epic. We biked to Fisher's Tower, a volcanic spire popular with climbers, and watched the action. The park's geothermal energy even powers parts of Kenya, nature and technology side by side. Hell's Gate is the ultimate hands-on safari. Get ready to sweat, scramble, and make memories you'll never forget. Next, we're heading deep into Kenya's last ancient rainforest. Kakamega Forest is Kenya's last slice of ancient rainforest, a world away from the savannah. Step inside and you're hit by a wall of sound. Birds, monkeys, insects, all alive and wild. This place is a biodiversity hotspot, home to rare monkeys, hundreds of birds, and dazzling butterflies. We explored with a local guide who knows every call, every plant, every hidden trail. The highlight? A sunrise canopy walk, hiking in the dark, then watching golden light spill over endless green. It's peaceful, magical, and humbling. We spotted chameleons, giant millipedes, and waterfalls hidden deep in the jungle. Plunging into cool water after a humid trek is pure bliss. Kakamega is a living reminder of why conservation matters. An irreplaceable ecosystem worth protecting. Now, get ready for a total shift. We're heading into the heart of the desert. From the lush, green embrace of the rainforest, we suddenly find ourselves thrust into the heart of the Chalbi Desert. A place so stark and alien, it feels as if we've landed on another planet entirely. The Chalbi is not your typical desert. It's a vast, blinding salt pan that stretches as far as the eye can see, shimmering under the relentless equatorial sun. The emptiness here is staggering. There are no trees, no familiar landmarks, just an endless, blinding white expanse beneath a sky so blue it almost hurts to look at. The ground crunches underfoot, a crust of salt left behind by ancient lakes, and the air shimmers with heat, distorting the horizon and making distances impossible to judge. We traveled with the Gabra, the desert's indigenous people and true masters of this harsh land. Their knowledge is hard-won, passed down through generations, navigating by the position of the sun during the day and the stars at night, reading subtle signs in the wind and the salt crust that would be invisible to outsiders. After hours of bone-rattling driving across the salt flats, the landscape begins to shift. On the horizon, golden sand dunes rise up like waves frozen in time, their curves and ridges sculpted by centuries of wind. It's a dramatic contrast, the stark white of the salt pan giving way to the warm, undulating gold of the dunes. Climbing to the top of a dune, you're rewarded with a view that's both breathtaking and surreal. On one side, the endless salt pan glows under the sun, on the other, rolling dunes stretch toward the horizon. It's a place of extremes, where the landscape seems to defy logic and expectation. As the sun begins to set, the desert transforms. The heat finally breaks, and the sky explodes with color. Fiery oranges, deep pinks and purples painting the dunes and salt flats in a surreal otherworldly glow. It's a moment of peace after the intensity of the day. Night in the Chalbi is magical. We camped under a sky untouched by light pollution, where the Milky Way blazes overhead in a dazzling display. The silence is profound, broken only by the crackle of the campfire and the distant calls of nocturnal animals. Lying back and gazing up at the stars, you feel a deep sense of humility and awe. Here, in this vast emptiness, you're reminded of your place in the universe, small, but connected to something infinitely larger. It's true solitude, and a rare, powerful connection to the cosmos. The Chalbi is unforgiving. Survival here demands respect, expert guidance, and careful preparation. The Gabra's skills and our meticulous planning were our lifelines, ensuring we could experience this place safely. For those willing to brave its challenges, the Chalbi offers a journey into the unknown, a place that strips away all distractions and fills you up with its raw, elemental beauty. It's a test of endurance, but also a profound gift. Next, we leave the stark beauty of the desert behind and trade it for the tranquil embrace of a peaceful island on Africa's largest lake, Lake Turkana, ready for a new adventure. Rusinga Island on Lake Victoria is pure tranquility, far from the crowds, close to nature. Life here moves to the rhythm of the lake, fishing boats, birds, and gentle waves. We joined local fishermen at dawn, learning their craft and sharing stories. Rusinga is also a fossil hotspot, home to ancient hominid discoveries and the legacy of Tom Mboya, a national hero. We visited his mausoleum and explored the island by boda boda, discovering hidden beaches and panoramic hilltop views. The food is simple and fresh, tilapia straight from the lake, eaten with your toes in the sand. Rusinga is for peace seekers, history buffs, and anyone craving authentic lakeside life. But our final adventure is calling, a massive volcano with a secret deep inside. Our last stop, Mount Elgon, a colossal extinct volcano straddling Kenya and Uganda. We trekked through dense forest and moorland, camping under the stars on a multi-day hike. But the real secret here? Caves carved by elephants who dig deep for salt with their tusks. Kitum Cave is the most famous, over 200 meters into the mountain, walls scarred by generations of elephants. We explored with a ranger. Inside, it's pitch black, echoing with bats and the history of these giants. It's eerie, primal, and absolutely unforgettable. Higher up, the landscape shifts to bizarre plants and sweeping views from the caldera rim. Standing on the edge, you feel the ancient power of the earth beneath your feet. Mount Elgon is for true explorers, combining epic hiking, wildlife, and a story you won't find anywhere else. What a way to end this wild journey across Kenya. That's it. 7 of Kenya's wildest, most hidden adventures. We've crossed deserts, rainforests, islands, and volcanoes, proving Kenya is so much more than a safari. I hope this video inspires you to look beyond the obvious and chase your own adventure. The world is bigger and wilder than you think, so what are you waiting for? Get out there, be curious, and push your boundaries. Hit subscribe, share your favorite Kenyan spot in the comments, and start planning your next journey. Adventure is calling. Will you answer?